Chameleons use their toes to grip the twigs, and geckos use theirs to stick to leaves, for their toes have adhesive pads on the ends. Most geckos feed on insects, but some take nectar from flowers, and a few collect liquid from insects in much the same way as we take milk from cows. The insect, a tree hopper, is sitting head down drinking sap from the tree. It would be invisible were it not vibrating its abdomen. And that is what the gecko wants from it, a drop of honeydew. Honeydew is what remains of tree sap after the hopper has extracted the protein from it. It's very sweet, and the gecko plainly loves it. Other, less colourful species of gecko also drink honeydew, and some order it from the hopper by vibrating their heads. The hopper tells the gecko that a drink is on the way by waggling its abdomen. How the hopper benefits from this arrangement is not clear. Perhaps the gecko keeps predatory insects away, and the honeydew is protection money. Most geckos are much less conspicuous and are very difficult to see. It's the Madagascan leaf-tailed gecko, and its tail has wide flanges on either side so that it has become leaf-shaped. But these aren't the only flanges. It's also got them all round its toes, its legs, and down its flank. And the consequence is that if it presses itself close to the bark and spreads those frills, it sheds no shadow at all. The irises of its eye are also part of this amazing camouflage. They have a kind of mottled, pale surface which makes them look exactly like one of these little blotches of lichen on the bark. All in all, it's a most extraordinary disguise. It, and indeed the majority of geckos, only really become active at night. Here in Bangkok, as in cities throughout the tropics, geckos have discovered that mankind's lights attract a great banquet of insects. As a result, almost every building has its own resident gecko population. Lizards, for the most part, are not known for being caring parents, but there are exceptions. It's spring in the woodlands of North America. An American robin is nesting, warming her eggs with the heat generated by her own body. And below, on the forest floor, a five-lined skink is warming her cold-blooded body by basking in the sunshine, so that she can do the same thing. She has a nest below the log. It can get quite chilly in these woodlands, and she warms her eggs by transferring to them the heat that she's collected from the sun. She takes just as much care of her eggs as the robin does. A month later, and her eggs are hatching. The robin's eggs have hatched too. Her nestlings are helpless and need constant feeding. The young skinks, however, are already capable of finding food for themselves. Within a day or so, they've left their mother and are independently exploring the woodland floor for themselves. But there are other skinks whose family life lasts rather longer. These fields in South Australia are home to a little lizard that is so rare that it had been thought to be extinct for over 30 years until it was rediscovered in 1992. And the equipment you need to find it is, believe it or not, a fishing rod. Now let's see if I can tempt him out with this. Oh, let's go. Gosh. Now come up a little farther so we can see what you look like. That is a very rare little creature. It's a pygmy blue-tongued skink, and it lives in the holes that are made by trapdoor spiders. And this one is clearly very hungry. Come on, come on. Won't you come out a little more? Come on, just show us. Oh, it won. Let's have a closer look. I can do that with this optical probe with this viewing screen on the end. Yeah, quite a long way down. There he is. All safe and snug. And he really is safe down here. Even a bushfire sweeping by wouldn't harm him. And of course this explains why no one had seen these little lizards for so long. They're very difficult to find. But what's really special about this little lizard is its family life. Just look at these shots that we got with that optical probe. That is a close-up of an adult's head. And there, just beside her head, is a tiny little head of a baby. That's one. And if we push past her, there's a baleful look of Mum, who doesn't appreciate this. And beyond, two. Two more babies. So that's three. Quite a crowded little home. So there they are, a nice little lizard family. And the babies will stay in that crowded hole for 3 weeks or so before they're ready to be able to go out into the outside world and look for a spider's burrow for themselves. There's another skink here whose family relationships last for decades. This is a shingleback, or as it's called here in its home in Australia,